Stop, don't scroll. This message is not for everyone. It is for the one who has been chosen, who carries a promise from God in their spirit, but whose hands are still empty. It is for the one who is exhausted, running on fumes, and close to giving up. Something you did today, some small act of faith in the dark, has opened a momentary exception in the courts of heaven. And this word is for you, right now, in this moment. This exhaustion you feel, it has a signature. It is not the normal tiredness of a long day. It is the deep weariness of a soul that has been on high alert for months, for years. You go to sleep, but you do not rest. Your spirit stays on watch, scanning the horizon for a threat or a confirmation that never comes. You wake up at 3 in the morning with a familiar tightness in your chest, more tired than when you lay down. And it has touched your decisions. Simple choices that used to be easy now feel heavy, loaded with the potential for catastrophic error. You are so afraid of making the wrong move right before the finish line that you make no move at all, which feels like its own kind of failure. You see the pattern of past mistakes, the same error repeating in new circumstances, and you feel powerless to break it, like a prisoner walking a circle he knows by heart. This weight does not stay with you when you leave the house. It walks in the door with you. Your spouse has learned to read the tension in your shoulders and has stopped asking how your day was. Your children feel the static in the air, the distance that has grown without a name. You want to offer your family a place of peace, but you have no silence left inside you to give. Your home has become another battlefield you did not choose. In the next few minutes, I'm going to do 3 things. First, I will show you precisely where you have been standing these last few months and why the silence from heaven has been a preparation, not a punishment. You will recognize yourself not in generalities, but in the specific details of your own story. Second, I'm going to give you a word, a Hebrew name for the divine appointment that is already on your calendar for this week. And at the end of this message, I will declare 3 names over you. This is not a generic blessing. It is a specific commission, a sealing for the season you are about to enter. I do not promise this will solve every problem by tomorrow morning. I promise that if you stay, you will leave here knowing something you did not know before, holding something you did not have before, and sealed with something that will remain. If you leave in the middle, you leave without the seal. You are like a seed planted in winter. The ground is hard. The world is cold. There is no external evidence of life, no sign that anything is growing in the dark. But you were not dropped here by accident. You were placed here with intention, by a hand that knew exactly what treasure was hidden inside you, and knew that winter is not the end of the story. It is the necessary darkness before the breakthrough. You have not been fighting poorly. You have been fighting with courage and with honor. You have been fighting with everything you have, but you have been fighting without the instrument that was designed for this specific season of your life. You have been in a sword fight with bare hands, not because God forgot you, but because the time to receive your weapon had not yet come. Until today. If you are still here, it is because this is your appointment. As an act of positioning yourself, go to the comments right now and write, "I am here." And know this, regarding the sleep that does not restore you, the decisions that are frozen, and the weight your family feels, King Solomon left something behind for this very hour. He left a 2-minute key that fits into your ordinary day, and I am going to show it to you. And if for some reason you must leave before the end of this video, that instrument is already waiting for you in the first pinned comment, right below. But I am asking you, I am urging you to stay until the end, because without the context that is coming now, the key will not have the same power in your hand. You must understand the nature of the lock before the key will turn. But what happens to a seed that has no evidence of growth, that has endured a long winter, and that feels forgotten beneath the frozen earth? What happens when its appointed time finally arrives? You have arrived here because something you did today opened an exception in the heavens. A word was given. The decree for your appointed time, your MOED, was issued. And now begins the part where most people fail, because between the word received and the word fulfilled on an ordinary Tuesday morning, there is an interval the enemy knows better than you do, and it is in this interval that most chosen ones lose what was granted, not because the decree was revoked, but because they arrived home on Monday morning and did not have the instrument to endure the final watch. Solomon was the wisest man who ever lived, and that is not a title from a history book. It is a biblical record, signed by God himself. When he had the chance to ask for anything, he did not ask for wealth or long life or the heads of his enemies. He asked for wisdom, and God was so moved by this request that he gave him the wisdom and everything else besides. He settled the dispute between the two mothers when no one else in the kingdom could see the truth. He wrote 3,000 proverbs. He governed Israel during the absolute peak of its history. The Queen of Sheba traveled for months just to test this wisdom, and when she left, she said not even half of it had been told to her. And Jesus himself, Jesus in the flesh, quoted Solomon by name. And he did not take that wisdom to the grave. He left it recorded with a surgical precision that has crossed 3,000 years without losing its edge. He left a record of how to stop forfeiting your divine appointment in the final hour by making a panicked move based on past delays, so you don't sabotage the blessing right at the finish line. He left a record of how to walk into your home with the quiet confidence of someone who has an appointment with the King, making your presence a sign of peace for your family, not a storm cloud of anxiety, so they get you present, not just you resolved. And he left a record of how to carry yourself with the posture of someone who knows their meeting is set, so you stop asking for advice from those who can't give it and stop making decisions from a place of exhaustion. Before I name the instrument, move your thumb to the first pinned comment right below. Don't click yet. Just let your gaze reach it and recognize that it's there. Do that now. I have gathered this into a guide called the Code of Solomon's Wisdom. It is a primary written guide in PDF that you can read in a single 40-minute sitting, plus the audio of the Ritual of the Righteous Sleep in MP3 to listen to before bed, and the written guide of the 7 morning decrees in PDF to open in the first hour of your day. It is in the first pinned comment, right below. It is the union of the wisdom of Proverbs with the principles of peaceful restoration, which pull a person out of a state of survival and into a state of clarity and decision. Solomon wrote it. I have organized it for the ordinary day you are living right now for this week that begins tomorrow. Along with the main guide come 2 instruments that I included because, without them, the guide would have a hole. The first is the Ritual of the Righteous Sleep, 10 minutes before you go to bed, guided by what David wrote in Psalm 4:8. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. This is not a modern relaxation technique. It is the act of handing over the watch to the one who does not slumber, so your soul can stop standing guard over an appointment that is already secured on heaven's calendar. For the one who no longer remembers what it feels like to lay their head down and have their mind shut off along with their eyes. The second is the awakening of clarity. The 7 morning decrees. 5 minutes upon waking, before your phone, before your coffee, before the first message the world tries to write into you. 7 decrees spoken in your own voice, drawn from the wisdom of Proverbs, that position your day before the day positions you. This is not positive affirmation. It is biblical decree in your own voice. The posture of an heir before the calendar, the bills, and the routine get to speak for you. And the value, oh, the value. Less than a Starbucks coffee in the afternoon. Less than a simple Sunday lunch with your family. Less than a tank of gas to drive to church on Sunday. I set it at this value on purpose. Not because it is worth little. It is worth what Solomon recorded over 3,000 years. I set it at this value so that the only obstacle between you and this instrument would be your decision to reach out your hand. Not price, not your schedule, not travel. Only your hand moving toward the link. And there is a 7-day guarantee. If you open it, use it for a week, and it does not serve you, you send 1 email and you get all your money back. And here is the part no one else does. You keep both bonus instruments. The Ritual of the Righteous Sleep is yours to keep. The Awakening of Clarity, the 7 morning decrees, is yours to keep, even after a refund. This is not a generous concession. It is the recognition that the risk of testing this cannot be on you. The risk is on us. The only risk left for you is the risk of not testing it. And the risk of not testing it is the risk of leaving here with a decree opened in heaven and losing it on Monday morning for lack of an instrument. Several people here on this channel in recent weeks have already received this instrument. Fathers, grandparents, people who carry their household on their backs. I've read messages from those who slept through the night for the first time in months, from a husband who sat down at the dinner table and his wife noticed the difference without needing to ask, from a grandmother who managed to pray with her grandchild without the weight of the day crossing the prayer. It's not magic, it's the right instrument in the right hand. And while they sleep tonight with their soul handed over, your calendar keeps running. The next night you will lie down with your soul on high alert is not months away. It is tonight, maybe 3 hours from now. The next morning you will wake up thinking of the battles of what you haven't yet resolved. Starting the day at a disadvantage is tomorrow. Each night without the ritual of the righteous sleep is a night your body will pay for. Each morning without the awakening of clarity, the 7 morning decrees, is a morning the world gets to write on first. The cost of delaying is not 0, but do not leave now. The ceiling is not yet finished. What I need to show you next is greater than any instrument Solomon left behind. It is the Hebrew name for what is happening to you in this exact moment, the name of the exception that was opened in heaven because of what you did today. And when you hear this name, you will understand why everything up to this point was preparation for a single word. Stay. Before I give you the name for what is happening, you must first recognize the seal of the one who carries it. For many are called, but few endure this final watch. The one being prepared for a divine appointment, a MOED, does not feel strong. They feel isolated. They feel tested to the breaking point. And their life is marked by 5 specific signs that the world mistakes for failure, but that heaven recognizes as the final credentials of the chosen. Listen, and see if this is not your own story. The first sign is that your prayer has changed. Where it once felt like an open conversation, now it feels like your words hit a brass ceiling. You cry out for a sign, for a word, for a feeling of His presence. And what comes back is a profound, deafening silence. This is not the silence of rejection, it is the silence of the Holy of Holies. You have been brought into a consecrated space where the old ways of communication are suspended, because what is about to be given cannot be spoken in the common tongue. The second sign is a paralysis in your decisions. You stand before simple choices with a weight on your chest, terrified of making the one wrong move that could sabotage everything. You see the same old pattern of error trying to repeat itself in your finances, in your relationships, in your work. And though you can diagnose it perfectly, you feel powerless to stop it. This is not you being weak. This is the final, violent thrashing of an old cycle that knows its time is up. It is fighting for its life because it is about to lose you forever. The third sign is the silence that greets you at your own front door. You walk in, and the atmosphere changes. Your spouse watches you with eyes full of a love that has learned not to ask questions, a love that has been waiting alongside you for a break in the clouds. Your children feel your distance, not as rejection, but as a heavy static in the air. This is not a sign of your failure as a husband, a wife, a parent. It is the sign that your spirit is under such immense pressure that those closest to you can feel the ground trembling. The fourth sign is that your resources, your energy, your time, your money, feel like they are draining away through invisible cracks. You do everything right, you budget, you plan, you rest, and still, you end the day or the week with less than you started, with no clear reason why. This is not you being a poor steward. This is the final cost of the old season. It is a divine command for you to arrive at your appointment with empty hands, so that what you are about to receive can in no way be credited to your own strength. The fifth sign is that silence is the only answer you receive when you ask for confirmation. Every door you knock on remains closed. Every path you try to force is blocked. What feels like abandonment is actually divine protection. Heaven is not ignoring you. It is holding you in place. You are being kept at the precise coordinates of your blessing, prevented from moving an inch to the left or the right until the clock strikes the appointed hour. If you recognize yourself in at least 3 of these 5 signs, go to the comments right now and write, as an act of faith, "I carry what no one else carries." This is not a boast, it is a confession. It is the acknowledgement of the holy weight on your life. Do you not see? Each of these signs is a form of pressure. The silence is a pressure. The paralysis is a pressure. The tension in your home is a pressure. The world sees coal being crushed, but the Father sees a diamond being formed. The enemy thinks he is breaking you, but God is using the enemy's own pressure to create a vessel capable of holding the glory that is coming. Before I give you the Hebrew name for what you carry, I need to remind you of something. The instrument that Solomon left recorded, the one I mentioned at the beginning, does not replace the name you are about to receive. It helps you sustain the name in your ordinary day after the name is given. First comes the name, then comes the instrument. Stay with me. There is a word in Hebrew that defines exactly what you carry. When I say it, you will never look at this period of your life the same way again. Stay. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Place your hand on your chest. I want you to feel the rhythm of your own heart, the steady beat that has kept time through this long, silent season. You are not a forgotten soldier. You are a guest of honor, waiting in the anteroom of the king, and your appointment is about to be called. The season you are in has a name. The name is Moed, pronounced Moed. Most translations render this word simply as appointed time or set feast. And that is true. But it is the shell, not the kernel. It is the surface of a deep well. It does not capture the weight, the gravity, the sacred geometry of what this word truly means. It is not just a date on a calendar. It is a convergence point, a preordained intersection where divine strategy and human history have been designed to collide. A MOED is a meeting that God put on his calendar before the foundation of the world. It is an appointment for which he prepares both the circumstances and the person. The pressure you have been under, the silence, the feeling of being held in place, that was not punishment. That was God's hand, preparing you, molding you, making you ready for the encounter he himself scheduled. The exhaustion you feel is the proof that you have traveled the required distance to arrive at the precise coordinates of your blessing. You are not lost. You are on time. The prophet Habakkuk was given this same key. He was watching a world that made no sense, seeing injustice and delay, and he cried out to God. And the answer came back, not as an immediate solution, but as a MOED. In Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, God says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Do you hear that? The vision is for a MOED. It has an appointment. Your breakthrough has an appointment. Your healing has an appointment. The fulfillment of your promise has a date and a time stamped on it in the archives of heaven. Your waiting has not been a passive, empty space. It has been the sacred journey to the MOED. It is the final mile of the marathon. It is the quiet stillness of the horizon just before the sun breaks through. So you can stop asking if you heard God correctly. You can stop questioning if you have been forgotten. This period of your life has a name, even before it has a visible outcome. The name is Moed. And to know the name of a thing is to have authority over the fear it produces. The silence is no longer the sound of absence. It is the sound of the divine waiting room. The pressure is no longer the weight of failure. It is the pressure that proves you are in the right place at the right time. Remember the seed planted in winter. The MOED is the code, written into its very DNA, that tells it when to break through the frozen ground. It is not the striving of the seed, but its response to the appointed time. This word MOED is the divine signal that has just been sent to your spirit. The command has been given. The alarm has been sounded in the realm of the spirit. Now that you know the name of what you carry, I need to show you that someone else carried a MOED before you. His name was Gideon. He was hiding. He was afraid. And he felt like the least in his father's house. And what happened to him at his appointed time holds the final key to your next 24 hours. Stay with me. Gideon heard a promise that sounded impossible. "You are a chosen warrior," the angel said. But he looked at his life, and all he saw was a man from the weakest clan, the least in his father's house, hiding from his enemies in a wine press. He felt exactly as you feel, chosen in spirit, but defeated in circumstance. He was living in the gap between the word given and the word fulfilled. You know this gap. It is the place where you are now standing. His MOED, his appointed time, was not a single moment. It was a sequence of timed instructions. God told him to test the promise with the fleece, and he did. God told him to reduce his army from thousands to just 300 men, an act of strategic insanity in the natural world. And then came the final instruction. The attack was not to happen at his convenience, but at a precise hour, at the beginning of the middle watch, the exact moment the enemy camp was most vulnerable and least prepared. Gideon didn't just have faith, he had an instrument of divine timing. He understood that victory was not just about strength, but about obedience to a specific, timed command that defied all human logic. His wisdom was not in his own planning, but in his ability to receive and execute a heavenly strategy. For years, he was just a man hiding in the dark, but in the moment of his MOED, all that hidden preparation was revealed as the training for a general. Your time in the winepress is not a sign of your disqualification, it is the evidence of your training. What was true for Gideon is true for you. This season is a setup. The pressure, the silence, the waiting, it is all part of a divine strategy, preparing you for an appointed time that is already marked on heaven's calendar. If you feel the truth of this in your spirit, if you recognize your own story in Gideon's, then click the like button on this video. Not for me, but as an act of intercession, a signal flare for every other chosen one who is hiding in their own winepress tonight, needing to know they are not forgotten. Each like is a prayer that this message finds them. Because you know the name of your season, MOED, I can now declare the 3 names that seal this identity upon you. The first name is Watcher of the Dawn. Receive it. You are not one who sleeps through the night of waiting. You are the watchman, deliberately posted on the wall of your promise, tasked with the holy duty of looking for the first light of the day that has been decreed for you. Your exhaustion is not a sign of failure. It is the honorable fatigue of one who has refused to abandon their post. This name, Watcher of the Dawn, gives you authority over the spirit of despair that thrives in darkness. It authorizes you to stand, even when your legs are tired, and to look at the dark horizon not with fear, but with the active expectation of the heir who knows the sun is contractually obligated to rise. You are no longer waiting if it will happen. You are watching for when it will happen. The second name is your guardian of the appointed time. Receive it. You are not a passive victim of circumstance. You are an active steward, a guard assigned to protect a sacred appointment through its final, most vulnerable stage. The enemy's attacks have intensified because he sees the date on the calendar. Your role is to defend the perimeter of this MOED, refusing to allow your own doubt, or the whispers of the accuser, to sabotage the meeting. This name gives you authority over the chaos that the enemy tries to create in the final hours. It authorizes you to enforce a perimeter of peace around your heart and your home. When a panicked thought comes, you can say, "You are not authorized here. This ground is consecrated for an appointed time. You are the guard at the door of the king's chamber, and you do not move until the king gives the signal." The third and final name is Heir to the Coming Day. Receive it. You are not being prepared for a momentary blessing that will fade. You are being sealed for a new era, a new season of your life. An heir does not just receive a gift. They inherit a territory, a responsibility, and an identity. The breakthrough that is coming is not a destination. It is a doorway into the full measure of who you were created to be. This name gives you authority over the imposter syndrome that whispers you are not ready or worthy to manage what is coming. As an heir, your qualification is not based on your performance, but on your lineage. You have been adopted into a royal line. This authorizes you to begin thinking and acting not as a servant who hopes for a reward, but as a son or daughter who is preparing to manage their father's estate. Gideon operated on this frequency. He moved from the identity of a frightened farmer to the commissioned heir of Israel's victory. These 3 names, Watcher of the Dawn, Guardian of the Appointed Time, Heir to the Coming Day, are not just poetic titles. They are tuning forks. They are designed to align your spirit with the frequency of your MOED, the same frequency on which your victory has already been secured. But there is something the enemy does not want you to know about these 3 names. Because When you know it, he loses the main weapon he has been using against you. Now that you know who you are, the war for your attention begins. The enemy is not afraid of a tired servant. He is terrified of a commissioned heir who knows his name. And because you now know your name, a strategic map has been unlocked in the spirit for you. The adversary has 3 primary tactics he will deploy against you in the next 72 hours. And for each tactic, heaven has provided a specific weapon. Listen closely. This is your battle plan. His first tactic is erosion by comparison. He will parade before your eyes the evidence of others who have already received their MOED. He will whisper, "See, their time came. Yours did not. You were passed over. God's calendar has a page missing and it is yours." He wants you to measure your unique, handcrafted timeline against someone else's, to make you feel forgotten and out of sync with the kingdom. Your weapon against this is the decree of the unique calendar. You must open your mouth and speak against the feeling. You declare, "My appointment is set and my path is singular. I will not compare my winter to another's spring. My MOED is not in competition. My God is not managing a scarcity of miracles. What he is doing for them has no bearing on what he has prepared for me. My time is coming, and it will not be late." His second tactic is erosion by misinterpretation. He will twist the holy silence of your preparation into the sound of divine rejection. He will amplify every minor inconvenience, every small frustration, every bit of static in your day to create a wall of noise. He does this to drown out the still, small voice that is trying to give you the final instruction for your appointed time. He wants you to believe that the absence of a feeling is the absence of God. Your weapon against this is the memory of the altar. In your mind, you must return to a moment in your past where the hand of God was so real, so undeniable, that it cannot be debated. That moment, that healing, that provision, that answered prayer, is a permanent legal precedent in the courts of heaven. You bring that memory forward as evidence and declare, "The God who showed up then is the same God who is silent now." This silence is not rejection. It is the final preparation of the ground. His third tactic is erosion by exhaustion. This is his masterstroke. He will take the accumulated weariness of your entire waiting season and concentrate it into the final few hours before your breakthrough. He will make the last mile feel longer than the entire marathon. He does this because he knows that most people do not lose their miracle. They abdicate their post just moments before the sun rises, exhausted into surrender. Your weapon against this is the resistance of the final hour. You are not being asked to run faster. You are not being asked to fight harder. You are being asked simply to stand. When everything in you wants to sit down, you stand. When your soul wants to collapse, you stand. Your victory in this moment is not defined by advance, but by your refusal to retreat. You are a guardian at the gate of your MOED, and your only job is not to abandon your post. If this word is for you, if you are committing to stand your ground, then subscribe to this channel. Do not do it as a social gesture. Do it as an act of spiritual positioning. It is you telling heaven that you are tuning your receiver to this frequency, ready for the dispatches that are to come. It is an alignment, a declaration that you are no longer a passive listener, but an active soldier in the army of God. Now that you know what you are dealing with, and you know what you can fight with, there is a prayer that needs to be said. Not by me, for you, and I am going to lead you in it. Close your eyes now. Place both hands over your chest. Breathe deeply before we continue. Let the air fill your lungs. And as you exhale, speak this prayer in the quiet of your own heart. Father, I confess this weariness. I confess the nights where sleep is a battle, not a refuge, where my body lies down, but my soul remains on watch. I confess the paralysis in my mind, the fear of making the wrong move that has kept me from making any move at all. I confess the weight I carry into my own home, the heavy silence that greets my family because I have no peace left inside me to give them. I confess I am tired. I am at the end of my own strength, but even here, at the end of myself, I choose to remain at my post. I will not abandon this promise. I will not abdicate this watch. By faith I receive the name Watcher of the Dawn. I receive the name guardian of the appointed time. I receive the name heir to the coming day. I receive them not because I feel worthy, but because you have spoken them. My identity is in your word, not in my feelings. I am who you say I am. And now, listen, for there is another voice that speaks. My child, I heard you, and I saw you. I saw you in the dead of night when you turned over in bed and the tightness in your chest arrived before the first conscious thought. I saw you look at the clock, doing the desperate math of how many hours were left until morning, already knowing it would not be enough. I was with you in that darkness. I saw you at your kitchen table staring at a letter you were afraid to open, frozen not by the words on the page, but by the memory of a past failure. I saw you replay the decision that led you here, the one you diagnosed perfectly, but were powerless to prevent at the moment. I saw the shame that whispered you were destined to repeat this cycle forever, and I decreed, no more. I saw you pull into your own driveway and wait in the car for a few extra moments, gathering the strength just to walk through the door. I saw the look in your spouse's eyes, the love that had learned not to ask. I saw your child hesitate before approaching you, sensing the invisible storm you carried. I saw you. And I saw the grief in your own heart for the peace you could not provide. I did not turn away. All of this I have not ignored. I have collected. I have recorded it as evidence of your endurance. That weariness was your qualification. That paralysis was your consecration. That silence in your home was the final pressure that proved you were ready. The season of hidden preparation is over. Your time in the winepress is complete. The enemy meant it for your destruction, but I have used it for your coronation. You are committed. You are commissioned. You are sent. Don't say amen yet. Stay here. Feel this moment. The seed, the one buried in the frozen ground of your life, has just broken through. The earth that felt like a tomb has become a womb. The life that was hidden, the promise that felt forgotten, has now, in this moment, been revealed. Now you may say, Amen. Don't open your eyes yet. Keep your hands on your chest. The seal is fresh, and it's exactly now that the adversary will try his first attack. What was sealed here now will be tested on the first Monday morning, when the alarm clock rings, when the routine returns, when the voice of the old cycle tries to reread what happened today as a passing emotion of a Sunday night. The enemy does not accept without a fight what has just been decreed over you, and whoever is commissioned without an instrument walks into the open field without what Solomon left recorded for this very moment. The exception has been opened in heaven. Now it must survive the ordinary day. The code of Solomon's wisdom is in the first pinned comment, right below. Not as a substitute for what you have received in this message. It is a companion to defend what has been sealed, because a decree without an instrument rots on the first Monday morning, and the adversary is counting on Monday, less than a Starbucks coffee in the afternoon, less than a Saturday afternoon snack. With a 7-day guarantee, and the 2 bonus instruments that you get to keep even if it doesn't serve you, the risk is on us. The hand is yours. Click now, while the decree is still alive in your chest. Not tomorrow, not after your shower, not after talking to someone, because whoever leaves it for later leaves it for never, and the adversary is counting on later. That voice whispering right now, you'll see later, decide tomorrow. Now is not the time. That voice is not yours. That voice is the voice of the one who lost today in the court of heaven and is trying to recover ground on your Monday morning. He has already counted on later with every other message you received and postponed. He is counting on later now too. This will not be another one. Click before the adversary speaks louder than the decree that has just been sealed over your head. And now, the last word. There is someone in your circle who is also in their own divine waiting room, carrying exactly the weight you carried until today. Someone whose appointment is on God's calendar, but whose spirit is growing weary in the final watch. That person will not stop scrolling on their own. They need a watcher of the dawn to send a signal flare. That someone is you. This is not sharing a video. It is interceding for another who is holding their post. Now close your eyes, take 3 breaths, and remain in silence until the video ends. What was done here needs to land. Don't scroll. Don't leave. Stay.